other words, just to be more direct, my question is, do you think that experiencing abuse in your household made you violent?
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, ultimately, when I look back on everything and reflect, hindsight 2020. When I reflect on everything and I see now, like, damn, like I was getting it way worse than 90 to 95% of the people that was around me. People hated my dad for the way he did me. You know what I mean? But in all actuality, I know for a fact it breeded contempt, it breeded frustration, it breeded anger, you know what I mean? Violent. I was a violent young dude. I always wanted to fight, always willing to fight. You know what I mean? Not scared of that type of, confrontation, because my dad was a big dude, and we got chastised with we didn't get belts. You know what I mean? We got extension cords, and I mean, my dad was a plumber. We did plumbing and heating, so we got plumbing supplies. You know what I mean? We got all different types. So me being scared of another man in the streets or in a jail cell or something like that wasn't even the case, because I had already experienced, so much pain.
And my mom was actually telling us, don't you like back down from somebody just because they bigger, or just because, you see what I'm saying? Like, you think like you could beat anybody. Like, that's what our mom was telling us.
Yeah, see, that's how my pops was. My pops was similar to that. My pops was similar to that. Saying that, I was able to tap into different avenues and different areas that most cats my age or from my type of background wasn't tapping into. Like, my criminal life was drugs. Street life was just drugs and money, man. Drugs, money, for the most part. Yeah, I was always in the drug trade pretty heavy. I was always someone the older cats could trust with a front. I'm gonna make their money back. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna make sure y'all got y'all's. I'm gonna make mine, and I ain't gonna be getting fronted too long. You know what I mean? Like that type of, young buck who was on a thing. I mean, on a grind. Jaguar, young, Rolex, young, before I was even, 21, like riding and shit like that. That was my lifestyle for on the streets. My first day in jail, I saw a dude get stabbed in his face about 17 or 20 feet from me. That was it was a wild experience. I experienced my civil rights stripped from me. Constant. I mean, I was tased, shot with pepper ball guns, maced, jumped on by COs, put in the suicide chair, whatever that chair is. I was in there for 18 hours at one point. They put me in there for 18 hours, and while I was in there, they had a spit bag over my head, and they came in, sprayed the stuff underneath the mask, and then put the mask back on, pulled it even tighter. I was on Christmas Eve. That was Christmas Eve of 2003. I thought I was going to die, honestly. Like, that's what that experience in jail, like, it's just been so many different things. But I distinctively remember that day that I was going to die. I thought I was. Truth. I thought I was going to die in that jail. There's a lot of dudes who was able to give me experiences that touched me. Like, for instance, yourself, like with meeting you, opened up another level of another level of thinking and decision making in my brain. Because when I had came back, if you remember, when I had met you, even though I had heard of you before I met you, I came back, I had got paroled. But yeah, so when I had met you, came back into the hole, even though, like I said, I had already heard about you. I came back into the hole. I had heard about you through my man Duck, and came back into the hole. I had got paroled. I was already paroled. I was waiting for the county jail to come get me, and I got into an altercation with my cellie. Ended up knocking dude out and getting sent to the hole. And I remember you was grinding me up like, yeah, you wasn't ready to go home anyway, man. If your decision making skills is still so poor, You know what I mean? You got poor decision-making skills because, you know, ain't no way nobody gonna be able to take my freedom from me like that. You know what I mean? And it was you and Drizzy from Homewood.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all both, and me and Dre, he was one of my walkies. So, you know, both of y'all was both next door to me. So I got, you know, like I said, certain people was able to unlock a certain another level of consciousness, if not, or enlightenment, like, you know what I mean? Like, and if I wouldn't have went to the hall, I would have never got certain, you know, there was certain books that you had gave me.
You don't know which way to